Man, I have a special guest. This is someone I connected with. His name is Ali Sloan. He's got a line called Hope. I'm excited to talk to Ali and have him on right now because we almost started this journey together on a site called the Trailblazers on Facebook. It was a Facebook group. And he was one of the people, man, that just stood out, and we connected. He just, continued to grow. He's got this amazing line right now. And man, we talk regularly, so he's not only become someone that it was in the Facebook group, but he's now become one of my close friends, man. And so I want to bring him on his line, get you guys to follow him because he's doing amazing things. So Ali, man, talk to me. Where are you from?
Yeah, originally I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, but I live here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which I call home. So, that's where I'm at right now, where I run my business at and, my family's at. So that's where I'm at, Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
It's cold out there right now.
Oh yeah. We just had like a little snow blizzard and stuff. We snowed in, so ain't nothing moving right now. I mean.
I know we in February. You can still go out and make snowmen though, right?
Yeah. But I don't live with my kids though, so I just shoveled the car off in the sidewalk and called it a day.
So man, talk to me about talking about Hope, man. Tell me what it is. Where did it come from? Tell me your story, man.
Yeah. So like now, as far as the clothing brand part, I call it H.O.P.E Gear, which is helping other people elevate, grind every day, and rise. And pretty much how I came about it is, with October 2020, I went to a rehab, because for years I was struggling with alcoholism and I look back now on it now, just growing and maturing, and my alcoholism was just kind of a part of that, dealing with, not dealing with, unresolved issues in my past and, just depression. I can say I went through a little bit of it all, depression, right. Homelessness, you know what I'm saying? So, right. I've been through the trenches a little bit. And, one of the things when I went to the rehab, it was just, when I came out in October, it was like, wow, what's next now? After being in the streets and drinking and, losing my family and hurting people through my alcoholism and stuff like that. I was just like, well, where am I going to do now? Like, what do I want to do with my life? So, I just kind of like took some time to myself, and then we just kind of got into the earlier the year, January, that was October 2019. So January 2020, I was still just sitting around like isolated, I guess going through the motions of recovery, just like, man, what am I going to do? You know what I mean? Right. Like, I was just kind of like stuck for a minute. And I'm like, well, I always wanted to have a business. I'm like, all right, well, what am I going to do with my business? I like it. So I started off like, well, I was supposed to be doing real estate, one of them, we buy houses, people, out wholesaling and stuff like that, and I just kind of came up with the name. Like, I'm like, all right, I want to help people. How am I going to help people? You know what I mean? So I'm like, I got to incorporate that into my real estate a little bit. And, so I started looking for houses, but I'm like, how am I help people? And I just kept struggling with like, I want to help other people. So I'm like, do I call my business like, because I'm big on acronyms. I'm like, well, I can call my business HOP. I'm like, HOP, that sounds stupid. You know what I mean? H.O.P. So, as I'm like, and not just sitting down writing the names, for my business, because I was thinking about this time, like, all right, what's the steps to creating a business? And I came across the LLC, I'm finding a business name and those types of things. And, I was like, HOP sounds stupid. And then just one day I'm like, what is I want to do? I'm like, I want to help other people elevate. So it just kind of like came off of there. And then when I started writing it down, I'm like, that spells hope. I'm like, yo, that's it. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh, that's it right
there. Find that name for your brand.
Yeah. And it's just like with everything I've been through in the process, I'm like, I want to help other people elevate, and it spell hope. I'm like, yo, God is working right now. That's it. You know what I mean? Right. So, I went through the database and went through the whole LLC process. And that's kind of around the time when we met, when COVID hit and all that. I think that was around like March or something like that. And, and it was like, all right, so real estate ain't moving because ain't nothing moving right now. And it just so happened I made some shirts because I got my LLC paperwork in them, and I already had a little bit of experience with clothing, you know, in my past, because I done had all kinds of businesses and stuff.
Right.
So I'm like, let me get some shirts made up for my LLC. And you know, and the dude spelled it out. I was like, hope. I was like, yeah, you gotta put help and other people elevate out on under it, because there's a lot of hopes out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so how do I differentiate mine from everybody else? So I put the dots on there to make sure people know it's like, nah, this ain't that hope. This is me over here. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, I got 2 hoodies made up, and then just all of a sudden it was like, I'm just out every day. I'm wearing my hoodies because I'm proud. I got my LLC paperwork. I'm like, yeah. And I kept running to people. They was like, yo, hope. Yo, we need some hope right now. Like, yo, I would wear that. And I just kept getting people saying, yo, I'll wear that. I'll wear that. So I was like, well, maybe I got something here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, real estate ain't moving, but I'm like, well, maybe I can move some of these sweaters, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, have some income coming in, because, you know, I'm fresh, you know, like I said, you know, I'm still in a process of trying to discover the new me, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I'm like, all right, well, people liking this hope. Well, maybe I can do something, because I've always been an artistic type of person. So, you know, then that's just how it came about. It was like, all right, I called it's a guy here that do DTG printing, you know, direct to garment printing. And you know, I was like, call Ill Currency. I'm like, yo, I need these sweaters made. You know, can you make this for me? Dude did the graphic, and here we are now. Like, I didn't design my own thing, like H.O.P.E Gear now, you know. So I just kept pushing with it.
It's turned into you doing your own thing at home though now, right? So because you know, I'm wearing my H.O.P.E shirt. I didn't want to wear it. My H.O.P.E shirt. I've had this H.O.P.E. I've had it for a minute, right?
Yeah, it looks good on you, bro.
You know, and they're my colors. You know, being a Steeler fan, I had to get something that was close.
Right.
I didn't want to wear mine because I feel like, man, like if I wear it one time, I'm always want to wear it.
Right.
After our Zoom, you know, is done, I'm taking it right off. You know, because as long as possible. It's my first. I'm gonna frame it.
Yeah.
Now you're at the point where this is vinyl, so you sit here and you actually pick all this stuff out. Like this is all. How much time does that take you?
Well, that design there doesn't take as long, you know, because it ain't as complicated as this one. Like, I made this one especially for, you know, the Zoom, you know, so people can get, you know, see the new design and all that and how far I came. But, you know, vinyl takes time.
Forever.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, coming from, you know, what is it? What do you call that? The people that, you know, print the stuff for you. I'm drawing a blank.
PODs?
Yeah, those people. Like, I tried that, but the quality that I got from that just wasn't to my standard. You know what I mean? And then when I got my mock-ups and all that, I'm like, this is not what I want to sell people. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I want my brand to really stand out and really shine. That's kind of why I went with the black and gold, because it's like me coming from recovery and all that. You know, I'm like, I'm coming from a dark place, but I want to shine though. So, you know what I mean? I was like, I threw the gold on there. I'm like, you know, with the dove on the hope, like, you know, because the dove also symbolizes hope. You know what I'm saying? People like, oh, the dove. I'm like, man, that's dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the black and gold. I'm like, you know what I mean? That's dope. You know what I mean?
I don't want to wear it.
Yeah, no, you've been saying that too, though.
Yeah, I keep it. I just don't want to. The way that you packaged it was perfect. Like, I think we talked about this months ago. You know how to properly package something and market. You know, you had the labels attached to it. You've got the neck tag. The packaging was great, and so I love that because I pride myself on that. So now we found each other in the Trailblazers group on Facebook. No knock to the Trailblazers at all whatsoever. But how do you feel that they've helped you in your journey so far?
How do I feel Trailblazers helped me in my journey?
Yeah, I mean, have they helped you in your t-shirt journey so far, or what can you say that you've gotten from the group?
Like in it, like I said, like going into it, you know what I mean? Like, I already, you know, I didn't had lots of businesses, you know, but that's a backstory for another time. But you know, so I already, you know, I've been to business school. You know what I mean? And you know, I hustle. So I already had somewhat of a business mind and etiquette, you know, for myself. So going into that group, it was more or less like, all right, you know, how do I take my ideas and get it to the next level? Because what I don't have had experience with was, you know, social media and stuff like that. I always, you know, I want to say I'm an introvert, but I'm starting to find myself a little bit more now and being able to speak. So, you know, like, that group helped me open up, you know, some of his advice. I
Right.
think you see my little intro video, like, hi, this is Ali,
Yeah.
you know, this is
Yeah.
my, you know,
Right.
so, you know, it kind of challenged me to push past some of those fears and apprehension I have with putting myself out of there. So, you know, I would say the group helped me get my start. You know, I
Right.
give love to it for that. And then, you know, like now we look back, you know, as far as we done came, you know,
Right.
and I try to like go back on there. Like today, somebody was asking help about something. So I just try to give the advice that I can. So it's just a good
Right.
platform to help other people, you know, with this business. So, you know,
Right.
that's what I use it for.
So with Hope, where do you see Hope, you know, in a year? Where do you see it in 5? You know, like what are your future plans for Hope? How far do you want to grow this thing? What are you trying to do with it?
Um, like right now, to be honest, like I'm really trying to work on my graphics with my brand. You know, really like take my I'm trying to take my time. Like I see, like, you know, when I first started this, when I'm starting to create stuff, like, you know, I'm like, who's the top players in the apparel
Yeah.
industry? Who's the top people that's in the streetwear
Right.
era, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know, when you if you Google that type of stuff, you find like Supremes, Top Dogs, you know, and
Yeah.
you got Nike, Reeboks. People don't realize those are streetwear brands, you know,
Right.
nowadays, you know. So Nike, you know, and Reeboks and those type brands, Savage is one. So I'm like, and I'm looking when I'm designing my website and creating my brand, I'm like, I want to be doing what they do. You know,
Right.
that's, you know, I don't necessarily say they competition, but those was the people that I seen at the top of the food chain in the apparel.
Right.
So I'm like, I need to be doing what they was doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So far as me, I just want coming. I just want to get my graphics better. I just want my brand to be recognized, you know, and
Right.
I also just hope that with my message of hope that, you know, I can help somebody. You know, like I ain't,
Right.
to be honest with you, man, I ain't really got no grand scheme, man. I'm just kind of like, I'm still developing and finding my way with this, to be honest with you,
Right.
because a long time for me releasing it is because I was going through my recovery stuff. So, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like me taking me being here talking to you and putting myself out there is kind of make me feel vulnerable in a type of
Right.
way because you know what I mean? Like I was holding on to this because you know it was keeping me
Right.
sober, you know, like because I had
Right.
to during that process, I had to fall back from so many people I loved, people I cared about, because going through addiction and all that is, you know, people, places, and things, you know, and a
Right.
lot of people don't understand that. So I really wanted to get the most, really wanted to recover. So like I fell back from a lot of people. So my brand, I feel like is an extension of me, the things I put
It
out, you
is.
know, and what I'm doing with it. So I just really hope, you know, next year or two, I can bring more recognition to it and, you know, hopefully help somebody, to be honest with you, man. You know, the goal of having a business is to make money. I want to make money, but I also, I'm at a place in my life where I got 2 jobs. So, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like if I need
Right.
money, I'm going to
Right.
go work. You know what I'm saying? I'm a
Right.
hustler at the end of the day. So I'm going to go work. So with my brand, I just want to really take my time and build the brand recognition and build the philosophy and the
Right.
mindset that I have behind it to really reach the people that I want to reach with it. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I would say.
What would you say though? What would you say is the hardest part though about creating this t-shirt business? I mean, I know there's tons of people now. You know, I mean, I've been doing it for a long time. I didn't, you know, as many know, I didn't go full time with it until about the March, you know,
Right.
when COVID hit. But what would you say have been your biggest, not necessarily setbacks, but what have been the biggest obstacles to try to overcome, you know, in trying to get this business off the ground?
Um, I would say like the one thing like you know, 'cause like I would like my business is based around my recovery. So, you know, in the
Right.
beginning, like when I first, you know, made that Hope design there, I'm like, yo, this is gonna be it. This is
Right.
gonna be a
We all think
smash.
it's
And
number one. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, you know, but then, you know, the reality is like, all right, I'm spending so much money, you know what I mean? Like getting shirts and making stuff, giving out stuff for free, trying to create
Right.
brand awareness. And, you know, the one thing I realized is like, I'm not trying to sell t-shirts and trying to sell my stuff to people that I know.
Right.
I have to find the people that my brand is meant for, you know,
Right.
and I guess that's been one of my biggest setbacks, like trying to learn online marketing and all that, because we in
Right.
COVID, so it ain't like, you know, I could just go stand on the corner like, yo, you know, buy the shirt and stuff, you know what I mean? So,
Right.
you know, I think like for me, like the marketing and getting on social media and putting myself out there has been the biggest setback for me, because I don't mind spending money on something that I believe in and I really believe in what I'm doing. But I think just, you know, the marketing and really getting in tune with the business aspects of things.
Yeah. So what would you say for someone brand new? Because I get this question regularly. You know, how do I start? What should I start with? You know, what are some pointers? What would you say to someone coming to you saying, man, how can I start this t-shirt business?
Um, what would I say to them? I would say, like, why are you doing it? You know, because I see so many people, you know, in the community, because you know we part of a community.
Right.
I seen a lot of people start, and I seen a lot of people quit. Like, yo, I ain't getting no sales. Like, you know, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like, why are you doing it? Now I mean, because anybody can sell a, you know, not to cut on them or nothing, but you know, it's a
Right.
lot of Me Too people out there. I guess
Right.
what they call it. You know, like just riding off the fad of, like, you know, the Black Lives Matter thing when that was
Yeah.
going on, or you know, something cool. You know what I mean? For the, you know, living in the 5 minute spotlight, and you want to create your brand
Right.
around that. Like, but what's going to happen when that moves on and that ain't cool no more?
Right.
what what
Right.
what what it's the philosophy behind your brand? What is motivating you to make this brand? Is it just money? Because I done tried all kind of businesses in my life and trying to get rich quick, you know what I mean?
Right.
And the money motivator only lasts for so long. That's not going to really keep you in tune to something. If you're not making money on it, then you're gonna be
Right.
like, this ain't working, I'm gonna move on to something else. So I would
Yeah.
say, why are you doing it? What is your story behind it? What do you plan to go with it? You know what I mean? Because then after that, it's like, okay, you got a story. Your kids is motivating you. You motivated by this. All right, well, you start here. How much money do you got to start with? You know, like, you know,
Right.
the print on demand. That's a good entry level. Why so many people do it? Because it's low cost. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But
Right.
at the same time, it's like, you know, you sacrifice, you know, the quality, or you sacrifice how much money you making on something. So, you know, it's just different perspectives in that.
Yeah.
So I would say, why are you doing it? You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Because you if the money ain't coming in, are you still gonna be passionate about it? You know what I'm saying? A month from now, if you ain't
Most
making
people
no
fall
money,
off.
yeah, you know, I done spent all hundreds of dollars. People like, yo, why you ain't putting it out there? I'm like, because my brand ain't right yet. It's not
Yeah.
where I wanted to be at yet. So I went and
Right.
got another job because I maxed out credit cards, getting heat presses, and you know,
Yeah.
getting set up. I got a printer over here I barely use, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my passion for what I'm trying to do and what I want to put out in the world outweighs whatever money I'm making. Because I'm still gonna be here
Look
from
at that.
5 years from now, because I like printing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's an art for me. It's my release. So you know, I'm
Right.
still gonna put it out. So why are you doing it?
Yeah. Amen to that. So as we wind down, you know, I like to play the little game. It's my new thing. You know,
All
and
right.
so you don't know me from a can of paint. How would you get me to buy some hope? How would you approach a dude trying to sell me some hope?
How would I approach to do some hope?
Yeah.
You
Give me that
know,
salesman pitch.
a sales pitch. You know, like I just kind of like wrote my self pitch on the side of my hoodie today. It was like, you know, helping other people elevate is a statement. It's an action that can go a long way to improve our community. If we grind every day and rise together, we can change our culture. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, my brand is about changing the culture. It's about creating a culture. You know what I'm saying? You wearing this, you're gonna be a part of something. And this is where
Right.
you want to be, changing the culture. If you stand for that, then that's what hope is for.
Oh, damn. All right. So, you know, you see this hot little girl, not little girl. I say that. You see a hot, you know, a hot, whatever, you know, young lady, because you a young cat. How would you
Yeah.
approach to sell some hopes? You got to give me that best pickup line, though. That's
Oh man.
what's the pickup line?
Oh man, my pickup
It got to be
lines.
smooth. It got to be smooth.
Nah, my pickup lines has been the worst like lately, you know what I'm saying? So
That's
you
what's
know what I mean?
funny.
I think I was coming out of my car one day, and it was what you were saying, you know, a nice young lady coming down the street. I'm like, oh, you look like you a size small. She was like, what? I was like, yeah, I was like, not to be offensive, but you know what I mean? I got this shirt right here, you know what I'm saying? This is my brand, you know, it's Hope, you know, I'm trying to do something positive in the community, you know what I mean? And I just wonder, you know, if you can wear it, take a couple pics for me, you know what I mean? Because you know, you look like you'll
Yeah.
look good in it, you know what I mean? And she was like, well, that red is my color, you know what I'm saying? So,
There
you
you
know,
go. And she wasn't like a medium or an XL or nothing like that.
nah,
She was, all
nah.
right. I'm just,
No,
I'm just checking.
no, it worked out fine. It worked out fine, though. I was real smooth with it, you know what I'm saying? And, you know,
Yeah.
she took the pictures for me, you know what I'm saying? So, you
Yeah.
know, it worked out.
Well, there you go. My man's, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Instagram at Hope Gear Official and on Facebook at Helping Other People Elevate. And also, you can shop at hopegearofficial.com. That's my website, you know, where all my Hope Gear is at. And, you know, that's me right now. You know, I got a couple other sites that I'm working on, but, you know, we ain't ready for that yet. But, you know,
Yeah.
Hope Gear Official on Instagram, Helping Other People Elevate on Facebook, and hopegearofficial.com is where you can find the official gear.
There you go. I'll leave all of his, details, somewhere left, right, top, somewhere here. You'll
Yeah.
back to my guy. But man, thank you, bro, for coming on with me, man.
I appreciate it.
My journey, I'm loving, I love doing this. And so if it opens up, doors for the people, I've been blessed. And so I'm hoping that people that I'm working with get to see people like you. There's so many of us, and not that I'm in competition with anybody, because I'm not. I love what I'm doing too.
Right.
I believe that just like in the music industry, man, it's like there's so many little guys that are doing so many amazing things. You know what I mean? I think we can compete with the top guys. And so I'm hoping that, my little tiny platform opens doors for not only myself, but for you and everybody else that's doing the same thing we are. Obviously, COVID created, if COVID didn't if you didn't hustle during COVID, then you're definitely not a hustler. That's
Right.
So COVID gave me that opportunity, and many of us. And so with COVID, this is the opportunity right now to see what you're made of. Can you continue to carry your business after things start to open up again? And so I'm hoping that this platform helps other people. But my bro, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
My guy Ali, Hope.
Yeah, Hope helping other people elevate.